Hello wadau, karibuni sana to this week episode of Mind Matters. Now this week manze, leo tunataka tuongelee kuhusu football, and when I talk about football I talk about English Premier League. I know there are other leagues that people are watching, but English Premier League is going to be my focus today. And why English Premier League? Because majority of young people wanna follow up on that league, and favorite teams pia ziko on that league, and that's why I want us to talk about it today. So karibuni sana. I know it's been a while since we watched any match from English Premier League. The last time we were there, it's about 2.5 months ago, and imagine it's now less than 48 hours to the next big match pale hivo United Kingdom at a stadium called Turf Moor pale hivo Burnley, where Man City will be playing against Burnley. And English Premier League, definitely the season is here, na kama kawaida kuna siasa ambazo huwa zinapigwa before the beginning of every season. Of course kuna wale wase wanasema manze ta win game zote home and away. Kuna hao wase wa hii season yetu manze tumesign quality players, we have everything it takes to win in this league manze, and I'm sure you know those kind of people, you have them around you. Kuna hao wase wa manze tunacheza champe, tunacheza so tutapanda ndege manze, alafu kuna hao watu wenye hawachezi Tuesday, hawachezi Wednesday, hawachezi Thursday. I mean, hasa watatoka England, ligi ni ya mtaa, ni ya base. So there are so many things that happens in the beginning of a season. Kuna wase already wa share establish hall yenye atakuwa anaenda ku watch football in. Now, I mean, these things means a lot to a football fan, manze, it means a lot. That's why today's episode is a special dedication to all football fans, just to let you know that as we begin this season, manze, ni muhimu we settle some things. We must set our house in order so that tukianza hii season tunaanza ikiwa fiti. I know there are relationships that are at the verge of breaking up. I know kuna watu washapewa pressure, wameambiwa the season is finally back. Hatutaki pressure, hatutaki kusumbuliwa. And you can imagine guys, I mean, football is such a nice game that keeps us, I mean, it's one of the things that we wait for so long, but it's also important we understand that we have other things that we need to work on, our relationships, we need to work on, the things that we do here and there every day. We need to balance our work, our school life, and everything. As much as football is going to be here between the month of August to the month of May, we need to know how are we going to live with each other between those months. One common thing that happens during every beginning of a season is waseni mabeste to kofiti. Of course kuna the United family, the Gunners are so psyched up pale hivyo, wanasema hii season manzeni yao. Tuko na the City guys, tuko na the Blue guys, and then kuna these guys that even though I've never seen two of them working together, they always say they never walk alone. These are the Liverpool guys. So of course, apart from those teams that I have mentioned, all other teams are just teams that helps to fill this list manze. So the most important thing therefore here to learn is you know, we usually hear and see on our news that, I mean, kuna kijana mahali alijieka kamba kwa shingo because of football, and sometimes we always like, how is it even possible that somebody can kill himself because of football? And most of the time it looks so impossible, but because of it has happened before. What should we do in this season so that we ensure tukianza kama mafans tunamaliza tukiwa wote? One very important thing we should know is that our mental state is very important in this season, even as we get to start supporting our teams in the very beginning of this season. One, we should know that in as much as we love these teams, our health, our state of the mind and everything comes first, so that usiende kwa ile hall is a very tough place, by the way. Kama kuna place penye mambo uchemuka live ni kwa hall. There's a hall mimi bana nilikuwa naenda kuwanafuta pale, either hall 11 pale UON, nikiwa home pale Langas kuna hall inaitwa Babs. Ukiingia pale hivyo ndani manze ni kumoto mbaya sana pale. Kama una comebacks huwezi survive. Kuna wasenyo wamekuja pale purposely wakiwa wamejipanga mbaya sana ku destroy. So then what should we do? It's important that tujue that this football league starts and it ends. And therefore it is very important, even as we support it, we should ensure we balance our football life with other aspects of our life. Family is very important. Let's not abandon our family during this season. Let us not abandon our relationships during this season. Let us not abandon our friends during this season. Especially hapa ndio maadui sasa wanaenda kukua wengi, because I mean, unaenda kukua zile design ya una support Chelsea, mimi ni United. How do we even become friends, man? Well, I have seen this working where wase wanaingia kwa hall, mnakaa maadui, and then mkitoka pale mko tu zile zaman mumewin leo, kutane next season. season. You see, these things happen, but I think it's important we understand that in this season, we need to start together as the fans and come out also together as the fans. Remember, out of these 19 teams, only one team will be carrying the trophy at the end of the day. Remember, out of these 19 teams, only 4 teams will be proceeding to the Champions League by the end of this season. And it's important that we understand that your team might be there, your team might miss to be there, and the most important thing is that you maintain your mental state. Football is a physical game. Aside that, football is also a very emotional game, and therefore mind what you say to the person seated next to you. I know the fun of football is when you see other person emotionally breaking down and crying. Manze, that thing comes with a lot of fulfillment. Wase wa Man U wamefungwa mko zile za man, hasa wanajionanga sana, they think they own this world, so wakilose bana, there's a whole joy in the entire country, not the world. So it is very important we also get to know that how we treat each other during this season really matters a lot. We should consider what we say. We should consider how we react to one another. We should consider what we say. The most important thing that I shall not finish this conversation without mentioning is time. Manze, unakuta wewe ni mse una support Manchester United, game ya United against that team iko time fulani, but unajikuta because of the love of football una watch game zote pale kwa hall, so you end up not balancing your time. This will probably put you under pressure in terms of schoolwork. If you're employed, this will kind of make you not really meet your goals in terms of the employer's requirement and all these things. I know most of these football games are played during the weekend, but there are also those games that comes during weekdays, and it's important we balance our time so that we don't steal family time, we don't steal the employer's time, we don't steal our academics time. That will ensure that at any given time, as much as we're enjoying football, we also have everything in order. Another very important thing to consider during this season is our betting culture. I know people do a lot of betting here and there, but it's also very, very, very important you understand that it is not healthy when you're taking some cash from what you had been budgeted for, what you had planned to do something with, and then you go there. Hapo hiyo ndio siku unasema nimekelea Man U kichwa against Everton, and then that is the day that the Reds lose crazily. So this season ni muhimu we go inside with our brains knowing that everything we do at any given step, manze, tukue wise to ensure that we will not do something blindly, we will not do something without considering what we are doing. That's very, very important. Najua kuna vitisho sahi huku nje that manze, ngojeni Friday ifike, ngojeni Saturday ifike. Stress is no longer stress for the men wako zile za manze tumefikiwa. But it's also very important for me to consider the few ladies when you are under this pressure kuingia kusupport my teams, that even as you come in, it's important you understand that this game does need someone to be courageous. It needs you to have boldness, and it needs you to stand in that space, manze, and to be to be a fan. It's not something easy. There are days when you will lose in three times in a row, and you just need to encourage yourself and to know that this is the game and that's how it happens. You win today, you lose tomorrow. These are very important things because they affect our state of the mind. There are many people who have gone mad because of the game, the results that came out of after a match. There are many people who have, as I said earlier, they took their life off because of, they did bet all their money and then the result didn't come out well. There are people who have also killed each other due to the wrath of one team won and the other person was ridiculing the other one. So there has been so much damages and injuries here and there. So it's important as we begin this season, we ensure that we look at our state of the mind so that we are able to know exactly what am I, if I'm supporting this team, to how far can I go, so that you prepare your mind earlier in advance. You should know that your team can lose anytime and that is part of the system. That should not come as a surprise. You should not imagine that your team cannot lose against any other team. So do that and we shall be okay. Very important thing to know also, it's that we as Christian, it's important we assure that we do not also steal God's time during this time as we support different teams in different leagues. It's important for you to understand that the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 10:31 that in everything that you do, be it eating, be it drinking, or any other thing that you do it for the glory of the Lord. So even as we support these teams, ensure that ukiingia kwa ile hall, just use the right language, speak to your opponent nicely, use just a good language to express yourself. Do not utter some words, because after these games are over, sometimes you look at yourself and what you just said and you cannot even take yourself in. So it's very, very important that as this season begins, let us be ready to support our teams. Let us be ready to be tuchama hapa to support our teams. For me, I know my team itakuwa inacheza pale Champions League. It's very important, manze, as we support our teams. Let's love one another, let's remain united, let's remain focused, and we should know that aside football we have a life, and that life is very, very, very important. Thanks guys for joining on in this week episode. Asanteni sana. You can subscribe, can put your comment in there. Banze, let us know where you watch your football from. Tag your hall yenye unaenda kuona mpira. Tag that favorite opponent of yours. Kuna tu msee unaonanga hivi unasema bana ule jamaa nataka nimdestroy leo mbaya sana. Tag them. Let's celebrate each other even as we wait for the beginning of this season. This weekend is a tough one. EPL is finally back. The long awaited season is finally here. Let's see how that will come out. But as we wait for that, your mental state comes first. Thanks. See you next time. God our bless sana manze. Thank you guys.